Just the basics first. It is well established in twin studies, first of all, that genetic profile somehow influences the probability of smoking initiation, and it also influences smoking maintenance behavior. What is the basis for genetic variations? We have the same list of genes. All these genes have names, and this is approximately 22,000 names. All genes across populations are almost the same, but actually every gene has one or two variable positions. They are shown in circles, and in these positions, genes are divided by two variants normally for each position. Sometimes it's a little bit more complex. But if you consider the number of genes, 22,000, and if you consider the number of variations in particular positions, there is indefinite number of combinations. And this makes people looking different. And the best example is, for example, racial difference. People look different because they have different gene variants. Of course, gene variants influence biochemistry, which is related to smoking attitudes. Nicotine acts by releasing dopamine, and dopamine stimulates the reward center. People are genetically variable in terms of the rate of dopamine synthesis, dopamine decay, and dopamine action. For example, dopamine receptors, they have low activity and high activity, and depending on these variants, people have different predisposition to smoking and some other addictions. What we did, we systematically screened all variations in dopamine pathways. They are known from databases, and we selected all functional variants. And we applied these variants to study groups. There are many studies related to the search for genetic determinants of smoking behavior. Normally, they compare smokers and non-smokers, and within smokers, they try to evaluate the severity of smoking behavior. What is the novelty of the study? We assume that non-smokers are different. Some people never try to smoke because they are not interested, and some people tried to smoke, but they did not become addicted. So we believe there should be a difference between these people too. So what is the results of the analysis? We show that people who never tried to smoke differ from the rest. So this is something related to the novelty-seeking behavior. We show that the people who tried to smoke but did not become addicted, they differ from smokers. These are about requirement for nicotine. And actually, we did not see big difference between people who managed to stop smoking and who continue smoking. But once again, this is a lot of statistical reservations, so I think this is difficult to discuss in detail in this context. The conclusions. Of course, any kind of addiction is probably a misdeed, and smoking is a big misdeed, but we need to realize that some people are predisposed to like some stimulators of dopamine pathway because of insufficiency of this dopamine model. Nicotine as a substance is definitely less harmful as many other bad habits like excessive eating, alcohol, narcotic drug abuse. This is all more or less related to dopamine pathway stimulations. And with regard to nicotine, there are dangerous tools for delivery of nicotine, which is traditional smoking, and relatively harmless tools for delivery of nicotine. These are all these modern devices. And probably it is good to know that some people would like to receive dopamine stimulators, and harmless delivery of nicotine is perhaps the less evil than the rest. And of course, there is not only nicotine delivery, perhaps there are some other substances which would supplement some deficiencies in these people. Thank you for your attention.